Elon Musk sends out a cryptic tweet about the Hydron Collider used by Cern, the same collider that um, was fired up on July the 5th. And the tweet, let me see if I can find it here. The tweet says, please let me use, please let me use the CERN Large Hadron Collider. I am normal and can be trusted with a demonic technology unlike anything the world has ever seen. Now he has it looks like he's implying that the Hydron Collider is either demonic or it can be taken over by a demonic entity, or there are demonic entities at the moment that are that are involved with the Hydron Collider. And there were mixed reactions. There were mixed reactions in the Twitterverse. Some people holding up Musk as a truth teller, and some people implying that he's a part of the demonic beast system. And when I say beast system, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mark. And this guy, Musk, in my opinion, is very much a part of that beast system. And I think is a very important piece to all of this with his Neuralink brain chip. And I just watched a clip. There was an update that was put up about 2 weeks ago. No, about a week ago or so. They're talking about interfacing the brain with AI. And I mean this literally, not figuratively. Like they are literally talking about interfacing your consciousness with AI. And what I've been saying this whole time is that you have to know how the powers that be, if you will, how they work and how they operate. They always operate under problem, reaction, solution, control both sides of every argument. And the idea is to present this technology as some way to heal people. And I saw the video. I saw the video ad that was put up on YouTube. Matter of fact, you can go check it out. The video for Neuralink was basically bragging about how in the near future, you'll be able to order pizza with your mind. And there was a Domino's ad or commercial that was put up. You may have seen it already, where they are saying, you know, you'll be able to order pizza with your mind. Now, the average person, the average normie, dum-dum, that probably smokes weed and, you know, just sits, who has no clue what's going on in the world, will look at that and go, oh man, that's cool, that's technology, that's science. But they don't understand what this is all going to lead up to. They're collecting the minds of everyone on the planet Earth. Everyone. And I mean everyone. This is what they're doing. And they don't see the danger in it. They don't see the danger in it. This is how stupid and dumbed down people are. This is how stupid and dumbed down people have become. They're like, oh man, cool, we're all going to be able to just think things into existence. No, you're not going to be, your mind is going to be controlled once they have you connected to AI, connected to the Internet of Things, as the so-called elites call it, once you are connected, they are going to have control of your mind. The same way they are able to hack into computers, right? Hack into your accounts. They're going to be able to hack into your mind. Matter of fact, your mind will already be hacked into. There's no such thing as a VPN that keeps your computer safe. There's not going to be anything to keep your mind safe once you connect yourself to the Internet of Things. Once you've connected your consciousness to this technology, you're not going to be able to safeguard it. They can control your thoughts. They can read your thoughts, make you think what they want you to think. They could program you to kill someone. These are the dangers. Cryptocurrency is not even safe. People steal crypto wallets all the time. Remember back when they were saying, oh, there's no way no one can take crypto. You people are being led down a path. And one of the things that I've been saying is that, they set this guy Elon Musk up to be like this hero for freedom of speech. And, because we live in this world of cancel culture. So they set him up to be this hero for freedom of speech, with the whole back and forth with Twitter. But at the same time, this guy is openly bragging about connecting your consciousness to AI. And that's the real end game. The collective. That's the real end game. And if you understand that, then you'll see right through this sideshow, this stage show that they're putting on. This is an old tweet from 2019, March 14, 2019, of Elon Musk. This is what he says concerning Neuralink. It says, long term, it's about coupling the collective will of humanity to AI. Short term, it's about improving the lives of those with brain or spine problems. So long term, it's about coupling the collective will of humanity to artificial intelligence. He's telling you that's the long term goal. The short term goal is about improving the lives of those with brain or spine problems. So this is not the end game for them, helping you with your brain and your spine and curing blindness. That's just an excuse to put your consciousness, to convince you to place your consciousness and hook it up with this technology. He's literally telling you what the long-term strategy is. So when they show you the coolness of this technology and, oh, you're going to be able to see again, you're going to be able to, whatever mental decline you're having, that's not what it's really about. Again, the short term is the improvement of brain and spine problems, but the long term is about coupling the collective will of humanity to artificial intelligence, also known as AI. Where's the people that say that we're just crazy conspiracy theorists? Where are they? He's telling you. That's why I never trusted this guy. When I saw all of these people jumping and hooping and hollering about how great Elon Musk was because he was fighting for freedom of speech with Twitter, and he was going to battle with Twitter, and they were mad because their Twitter accounts got deleted because they said something about the VC, the injection, the mandated injection. I said, you're going to champion Elon Musk? This guy who's trying to hack into your damn brain? This is your hero? But yet he'll send out a tweet about Cern's Hydron Collider like some demonic force is going to take it over. These guys are playing hero. It's just like Trump with the injection, with the vax. It's the same thing. He goes out there and he talks about freedom of speech and the Constitution and the Republic and all of these things, but then he'll turn around and promote the jab. You're being played on both sides of the aisle. And the end game is what Elon Musk tweeted in 2019. The long-term goal is human consciousness connected to artificial intelligence. That is the end goal, the end game of this whole thing. Forget everything else. Everything else is BS. They want you hooked up to that demonic system, the web, the World Wide Web. You have to get online, right? You have to go online to the web, the internet, web. You understand? Everyone's connected. Everyone's connected. You don't have any more independent thoughts. My thoughts are your thoughts. It's incredible. And normies think this is cool. And that's their target. We have a generation full of people that are just literally brain dead stupid. And that's why they're going to connect their brains to the Internet of Things, because they don't have a brain in the first place. Only someone without a brain would volunteer to connect their brain to an interface like this, to be interfaced with artificial intelligence. Only someone without a brain. They're like, oh, cool, this is science. This is breaking, man. I can't wait. This is going to be cool. Can you imagine playing Madden? Can you imagine playing, I don't know, whatever stupid-ass video game? Call of Duty? Or whatever. With my brain, I can play these cool video games with my brain. And they don't even think to themselves, who's controlling it? Hello? Knock, knock. Who's controlling it? Don't you know the internet is monitored by all 3-letter agencies? They're all monitoring your activity. So they can monitor your brain the same way if it's hooked up to that technology. But these people don't even think in that way. They don't even have the brain power to even formulate their own thoughts. I think it was Mika Brzezinski that said, I think she was saying this concerning, what do you call it? Alternative media. She was basically like, she said, we control the narrative. We tell you what to think. And I'm roughly paraphrasing. Can't remember exact words. But in other words, she was literally telling people, you don't think what's real or what's true or what's fake. We tell you what's real, what's fake, and what to believe in. Now, as for me, if I was a viewer, which I'm not, I don't watch the stupid ass Morning Joe I don't even watch Fox News. And a lot of people think that I'm a Republican or something. I'm not. I'm a free thinker. But I would have been insulted by that statement. But her viewers weren't insulted. You know why? Because she spoke the truth. This is why they waited until now. I believe they already had this technology, all this Neuralink and all this stuff. This stuff has been here a long time. But they waited until now to introduce it. Why? Because they've dumbed down society to a point where it could go over. This would not have went over 20, 30 years ago. People would have been like, hell no, I'm not hooking my brain up to the internet. You crazy? Imagine what 20 years from now, everyone will have it. And they'll look at you like you're something, like you're in the Stone Age if you don't have it. Because you know how the world works. If you're anything different from what society is or what the collective, if you do things different from what the collective is doing, then you are looked at as like some weirdo because people can't think independently. If you think about it, we should all be dressing different, having our own ideas, formulating our own opinions. We don't. You know why we don't? Because everyone's brainwashed to think the same thoughts. So, and to a certain degree, we're already connected or collectively, right, to the internet. They just want to finish the job and make it literal. But mentally, all the dum-dums, all the stupid asses, all the normies are already connected. If you think about it. So they're just going to finish the job. They have everything in place to where they want to go, the next level. The phasing out of humanity, making humanity completely dependent on technology, which they've already done that. But now the next level is you will become one with the technology, and the people that created the technology have absolute, complete control over your mind, your thoughts, your life, your existence. Therefore, in their minds, they will be your God. Reports show that children that are involved actively in virtual reality at a consistent basis are prone to, they get to the point where they don't even want to leave virtual reality. And I would say that that's true for people in general. And I think that that's kind of like the point of the dumbing down of society and the destruction of everything, morality and everything else. They want to create the powers that be are creating this alternate universe, right? And so they're brainwashing this generation that's coming up now. So that by the time they implement their next technology with the implantable microchips and everything else, you're going to be hooked up to the Internet of Things, they call it. Literally, you're literally going to be hooked up. So this whole metaverse thing is nothing but indoctrination. And it's really not even so much for people such as myself. It's not for grown adults past 30. I mean, it is and it isn't. At the same time, it's really for the future. You have to remember the powers that be, the elites, they think decades, if not centuries, ahead. And that's very important. Because as you may be looking at it now saying, oh, it's no big deal, it's just metaverse or whatever. No, it is a big deal because it's leading up to something. Right now, if they were to try to force people to take that implantable device, there would be an uproar. And it damn sure would have been an uproar 20 years ago. They know this. Believe me, they know this. They're looking into the future. Okay? That's what they're looking at. They're looking to indoctrinate the children, brainwash them, get them used to being a part of the internet and not just using the internet. So this is a article that came from today.com. Says a new report reveals the dangers of virtual reality for young children. It says a new report is raising concerns about the metaverse and how safe new virtual reality technology really is for children. It says a new report is raising concerns about meta virtual reality technology and the dangers the company's metaverse may pose to children. It says Common Sense Media, a nonprofit offering families entertainment and technology recommendations, released a report on Thursday indicating the virtual reality technology used by Meta, formerly known as Facebook, is moving too fast for the safeguards currently in place. Yeah, they're trying to fast track it. Okay. It says here, quote, the bad news is our kids are more used to it than we are. And that's the point. That's the point. The point is to have children more used to it. They know children pick up on things faster. It's just like, when I was a kid, when Nintendo came out, I could work the controllers 10 times faster than my parents could, right? And they know this. They understand this. Trust me, they understand it. There was a report that, and I may have spoken on this already, time flies, but there was a report that showed, and I forget the exact numbers. I'm going to have to pull this article up again at some point, but there was a significant amount of children when they did this study, experiment, if you will, that once children, I think they were elementary kids, once they got into virtual reality for a significant amount of time, they did not want to come out of that virtual reality. Some even became depressed. They wanted to go back into that alternate universe. They wanted to go back into that alternate universe and not live in the real world. And like I said, with the dumbing down of society, collapsing of the financial system purposely, this is controlled demolition. With the peer pressure, everyone has to have the best of everything now. Children don't go out and play as much. People shame you for different things. You have this cancel culture. Remember, these children are growing up in that environment. If they're growing up in this environment, if the children are growing up in this environment, they're going to be used to it and they're going to be susceptible to the implantable device. And as a matter of fact, the CEO for Nokia said that the 6G will be implantable for billions of people in the next 8 years. Well, it's 2022. That's 2030. Right? Agenda 2030. So evidently, they feel that they are confident enough to go forward with this agenda, this idea, that they've brainwashed enough of the youth. They feel confident enough. Again, this is not for people such as myself. They know people like me are going to say, hell no. And remember, I told you the pandemic, the pop shot mandate was nothing but a big data collection of information. They just wanted the information. They wanted to see how many people. That's why I was telling people that the pop shot was not it. People were thinking it was the end of the world. And I was saying, no, that's not it. That's not the end all be all. That's not the end game. That was military intelligence taking data, collecting data to see how many people would comply and how many wouldn't. Also, they wanted to see just how dumbed down the people were, because they've been working on this for years and years and years. They wanted to see how many people were actually paying attention. That's why one week they would say the mask stops the spread. Then the next minute they'll say the mask doesn't stop the spread. And they were constantly flip-flopping on the stories. And this is the problem. People were looking at this saying their narrative is falling apart. Yeah, but that was the point. They wanted their narrative to fall apart. The whole point of the narrative flip-flopping was to test people to see just how stupid people had become. They were testing your IQ level. That's what it was. So people, I'm going off topic, but people were going, yeah, we won, we defeated them. No, To a certain degree, yes, you can say that, but really, it was all about the information. They wanted the data. What do you think? Why do you think they set up these alternative platforms such as Rumble and BitChute and um, Getter, True Social? They wanted to see how many people would leave Twitter, leave YouTube, leave Facebook, and go to these other sites and platforms where they could speak freely. They want to see how many people are still, I guess you can say, how many people are still fighting for this thing called freedom of speech, which you never had in the first place. You had the illusion of freedom of speech, but the Patriot Act changed a lot of things. Just because they don't act on it right away, you know, you get where I'm going with this. So what I'm saying is the agenda is Agenda 2030. It was Agenda 21, then it turned into Agenda 2030. You will own nothing and you will love it. This is all connected to the metaverse. This is all connected to cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency isn't designed to defeat the Federal Reserve or take down the central banks. No, they're going to have their own central bank currency. This whole metaverse, virtual reality, digitalized currency and income, this is all tied together. All you have to do is just look at China and their social credit score system. It's the same thing. They can cut you off at any moment. So what does that have to do with this upcoming generation or the children now? By the time we get to 2030 and beyond, my goodness, by the time we get to 2040, forget about it. These children will be children you see now, by the time they're in their 20s, forget about it. They're going to be completely brainwashed. The stuff that they're teaching in these schools about the environment and how we're all going to burn. They don't know if they want to say the world is going to burn or if the world's going to freeze. They don't care. Just as long as they indoctrinate these children with this climate hoax doctrine. They have a goal that they're trying to reach. It's not about you and me. I hope I'm making myself clear. It's not about you and me. They know that the average parent doesn't have time to sit there and teach their children. Average parent is just like, hey, go watch TV, go to school, go watch, do your homework, watch TV. And most parents, I'm just going to be honest with you, they feel as long as their children are getting good grades in school, that they're doing okay. They're not thinking about the psychological damage the things that's being taught in these schools. And you add virtual reality to that. And these kids, they're going to grow up and be susceptible to anything. Already you can see that people aren't as strong mentally as they used to be. People have nervous breakdowns. People are on all kind of medications. You know, people spend hours online watching people eat breakfast on TikTok. People have the attention span of a 5-year-old. Grown adults in their 30s have the attention span of a 5-year-old. That's what this is all about. Now there's this big push for this virtual reality. Why? Because you're going to own nothing and you're going to love it. You're going to own nothing. Think central bank digital currency. You're going to own nothing. Why? Because at any moment it could be turned off. You said something online we don't like, we cut you off. Period. Complete domination and control. And who's going to be okay with that? Not you and me. But you know who will be okay with that? These children that are being brought up in this system. They have been systematically programmed already, and you don't know it. Every generation gets worse than the last. All right, so Russia is showing off its robot dogs. Yeah, replacing humanity one step at a time. This is coming from Zero Hedge. It says Russia shows off robot dog with RPG at military convention. Russia displays new and experimental technologies at its annual defense convention at the Patriot Center near Moscow. Okay. Let me get to the highlight here. It says one of the most modern types of weapons that Putin was referring to appears to be an intelligent four-legged robot dog wielding an RPG-26 rocket launcher on his back. Videos of Russian engineering company Intellect Machines M81 robotic system roaming the convention center floors with a rocket launcher went viral on social media. Folks, you are knee deep in the New World Order. Whether you know it or not, you are knee deep in the New World Order. Agenda 2030, and we're only in 2022. This is going to be a real thing. New York City Mayor Eric Adams called for drones to help, basically called for the police to use drones to help combat the high crime rate. In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know, I'm telling you now. You can go look for that. I believe it was on NBC. I believe the article was from NBC, if I'm not mistaken. This is coming soon. After they finish their false flags and whatever else that it is they're going to do, this is what you're going to see next. They're making the case right now that human beings are incapable of policing themselves. human beings are incapable of treating people nicely, fairly, and that AI technology, robotic machines are not only smarter, but they are more people-friendly than people themselves. That's the end game. Why? Because you will see soon the worship of this technology. It's not going to just be something that you use to make your phone work faster or your PlayStations download video games faster. No. No. That's not what this is about. They are replacing humanity in every way that you can possibly think of. In your stores. Okay? They don't need cashiers anymore. You have your security guard there. He's not going to be there in the very near future. They're going to have a damn robot there to scan you, especially when they implement that implantable device. And they're going to label anyone that does not take it a threat to society and a domestic terrorist. That's what we're looking at. Oh, and if you don't want to go along with that system, guess what? They have robotic police dogs. And then the police themselves will be robots. That's the future. If they have their way, that's the future. And it's moving fast. And you can see, where this is heading. They're going to make the claim that human beings are bad for the environment. And that we should be limited in our movements. Robots are more environmentally friendly. They're safer. This is why they want crime kicked up. And this is all going to be ruled by the UN, the United Nations. Your local police departments, they're not going to be no more. And I'm bringing this up with Putin is because the reason why I brought this up with Putin is because there are a lot of people on the right, for whatever reason, they look at Putin like he's some hero. They're all in this together. They're all in this together. This is coming to a head, and they're all playing their role and their position to bring about this new world order. And they're openly saying it. Biden called for a liberal world order. You will eat the bugs. You will eat the bugs. What do you think all of this go green stuff is about? What do you think the vegan stuff is all about? Why do you think they're killing the cattle? Poisoning them. Bombing food plants or setting them on fire at least. Why? Why do you think this is happening? They need to make a case for a food shortage. If you make the case that there's a food shortage, then there's no other alternative. You must eat the bugs. you must eat impossible meat or alternative meat. These people aren't playing around. They're not playing. They're pushing it. Again, I'm saying if they have their way. How the people react to it is up to the people, but they are pushing for this. And this is happening all over the world. By the way, this is all over the world. These police dogs, these robotic police dogs and robotic cops that they're rolling out, they are armed to the T. They showed a video of this robotic dog, shooting an AR-15, and he was perfect and on target. They don't need human beings anymore, and that's the point. The globalist elite feel like mankind is useless and replaceable. You were their slave for a very long time, and now a lot of people have caught on, and they're saying, okay, fine, we'll just use technology. We'll use our technology to keep them at bay. We don't need you anymore. So they're imploding. They're destroying their own system on purpose so they can come up with a new system. As Zbigniew Brzezinski once said, America will be the first and last superpower, real world superpower, and then it will collapse into a new world order. Think of the phoenix bird, which crashes, burns, and then comes up as a new bird. That's the symbolism of the new world order. That's one of their top symbols, the phoenix bird. They build up and then they destroy and then they bring it back up again. What do you think build back better means? It means to destroy and rebuild. Also, the 3 B's at a lowercase b makes it 666. Build back better, 666. BBB, 666. Destroy and rebuild. Order out of chaos. So my prediction is they're going to pull off a major false flag. The people are going to rebel because they're going to label people domestic terrorists. This is just my prediction. They're going to label people domestic terrorists. The people are going to rebel against it. And they're going to say, oh my God, there's so much violence in the streets. We must have an alternative because the police aren't doing a good enough job. Remember, they defunded the police. The police aren't doing a good enough job. We must find an alternative. And what's going to be the alternative? Robot cops. Robot police dogs. And believe it or not, you will have some people that will go along with that. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to go along with that. But again, this is just my prediction.